I've got Jodie here. Jodie's one of the athletes that I've been coaching for about 14 months, and it's been a really great progression right from the start. I must say she's one of the most beautiful personalities I've ever worked with. She's got a really charming smile and a youthful enthusiasm. I must say there's been a couple of times where she's probably wanted to kill me, and she's made that known. But most of the time she's an absolute delight to work with.
I think kind of the starting point with Darren really was I was at an all-time low in my career and kind of life as well, and kind of it was a real changing point really in my career, and then obviously that improved everything to do with me personally as well, and it's been such an exciting journey, and I mean this year it's been amazing. I couldn't have dreamt of a better year really. When I first spoke to Darren, it was kind of brilliant, we'll start working together and it'll be a learning year, and I've learned so much and I've got so much more to learn, and I think that's the most exciting thing really, is that I've made such progressions this year and finishing second in the world, and kind of I couldn't have dreamt it, and I think it's the most exciting really, because I've got so much more to learn, so much more to change, and as Darren said, it's only 14 months, so it's really exciting looking into the future, looking into the Commonwealths next year and hopefully Rio.
So I'm obviously the coach, but our relationship changes a little bit as somebody becomes more accomplished. So from a fairly raw athletic talent of last year, she's developed into something a little bit special this year, and so our relationship will change. She'll want me to keep telling her what to do all the time. I'll be asking her for a little bit more of her input, and that's a healthy way of change. Some of the things we'll address, we've seen today, we'll work on little technical bits. We'll keep the progression. I think we're improving the technique quite a lot. That'll allow us to do more training. The strength and conditioning side of things allows us to do more training and do it safer, become a bit more efficient in races. We're getting more race experience, especially at the top end, which just gives us a little bit more sort of ammunition to fire when we want to. We've got more tricks up our sleeves, more experience and better ways of coping with different things. So, Jodes, what do you reckon we have to improve next year? What do you think we're going to do specifically?
Like swimming, cycling and running has changed so much that I do have to get reminded, but I think that there is a lot that I need to do technically. In the water I do crossover, I do drop my elbow. On the bike, my biking techniques actually I think is quite solid, but I mean, it wouldn't take long for my knee to start wobbling, or for me to lack of concentration, take a corner wrong. And running, I do have squiffy feet, so that's a big thing with my running that needs to be changed for next year. And I think among all three that I have quite a weak core, so that's one thing that I need to definitely work on over the winter and looking onto next year.
We're not in a rush. We're rushing slowly, so to speak. We're learning stage by stage. If something doesn't quite go well, we've got 3 sports to work at. You know, we've got plenty to entertain us, and you know, it's a great relationship. I really enjoy working with Jodes. It's good fun. Not very often is it hard work at all with her. Judge, do you want to just explain how great a guy and terrific coach you have?
It's a pain in the backside most of the time. I think in the beginning of the winter period when I moved over to Canberra in January, I don't think I actually liked Darren at all for the first 3 months of the training, because he wouldn't let me swim properly because I was doing it wrong. So in my mentality it's just kind of train and like Darren's, well, you're not going to train unless you're doing it right, and that's the main thing that I've learned kind of over training in general really, that there's no point in flogging yourself in training if you're actually doing it wrong. So there's a lot of things that you could do technically that it seems small, but actually in the bigger picture they're actually more important than flogging yourself in training. Darren wants 100% of your effort, and as long as you put that in, then you're good. If you drop to 90%, then you're in the doghouse. So as long as I'm putting all I can put in, then we work well together, and I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to getting back into training, even though the season's just ended. It's kind of now we're looking on the next stage, so it's exciting to see what all that will